All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to podcast from Smart Club. स्मार्ट क्लबसँग जो आबद्ध हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूलाई त थाहा नै होला हाम्रो स्मार्ट क्लबको रेगुलर सेसन हुन्छ स्याटरडे त्यसमा हामी पब्लिक स्पिकिङ सेसन्सहरू गर्छौँ जसमा चाहिँ स्पिकर्सहरूले रोल लिनुहुन्छ आएर बोल्नुहुन्छ तर किन भन्दाखेरि हामी स्मार्ट क्लबमा इन्भल्भ भएको धेरै टाइम भयो धेरै स्पिचेसहरू देखियो तर त्यो सबै स्पिचेसहरू डकुमेन्ट नहुने रहेछ अनि कतिपय स्पिकर्सहरू एकदम खतरा हुने अनि उहाँहरूले चाहिँ ग्रेजुएट त नभनौँ लाइक सर्टेन टाइममा ग्रो भएर गइसकेपछि उहाँहरूबाट सिक्ने जुन हामीसँग बिगिनरसँग जुन अपर्च्युनिटी हुन्छ त्यो अपर्च्युनिटीहरू कम हुने रहेछ त्यस कारणले चाहिँ हामी डिजिटल्ली यो प्रब्लम सल्भ गर्न सक्छौँ भनेर हाम्रो एउटा सानो इनिसिएटिभ रहेको छ यो पोडकास्ट त्यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो आजको फर्स्ट एपिसोडमा दुईजना गेस्ट हुनुहुन्छ मिस्टर बिपिन रिमाल एन्ड मिस्टर प्रशान्त पन्त उहाँहरू आफ्नो बेलामा लाइक 3-4 इयर्स अगाडि उहाँहरू खतरा स्पिकर्सहरू हुनुहुन्थ्यो सो आज उहाँहरूलाई हामीले लिएर आएको छौँ फर्स्ट एपिसोडमा अनि आशा गरौँ हामीले धेरै कुरा सिक्नेछौँ सो फर्स्टमा चाहिँ एज स्मार्ट क्लब सेसनकै जस्तो हामीले इन्ट्रोडक्सन राउन्डबाट सुरु गर्छौँ इन्ट्रोडक्सन राउन्डमा चाहिँ स्मार्ट क्लबमा हामी जसरी गर्छौँ एउटा इन्ट्रोडक्सन क्वेसन हुन्छ त्यो इन्ट्रोडक्सन क्वेसन एन्सर गरेर गर्छौँ है सो स्पिकर्सहरूले आफ्नो इन्ट्रोडक्सन गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ आफ्नो नाम अर्गनाइजेसनहरू भनिदिनु होला अनि त्यसपछि एउटा क्वेसन पनि एन्सर गरिदिनु होला इफ यु गट द चान्स टु मिट एनी वान इन दिस वर्ल्ड अलाइभ अर डेड वुड यु मिट एन्ड वाइ बुझ्नुभयो नि Okay. All right. Let's start with Bipin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bipin Rimal. I'm currently doing my bachelor's from Thames International College. And if I were to meet any person living or alive, it's like living or dead in the world, that would probably be Vladimir Putin. I really like his personality and I would really love to know more about him as a person. Yeah, that's it.
All right, beautiful. Let's go towards Mr. Prashant.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Prashant Pant and I am a computer engineering student. So that means I only got 2 state, 1 or 0, turned off or turned on. Talking about that the person that I would like to meet, that I don't want to meet this person, but I am fascinated about this person. That is definitely Kim Kardashian. I just want to know what is the fuss about.
All right, beautiful. Okay, let's get back to core content. अब हामी आज मोरलेस पब्लिक स्पिकिङकै सेरोफेरोमा रहेर कुरा गर्नेछौँ है फर्स्ट अफ अल चाहिँ हामी के गरौँ भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो दुईजना स्मार्ट क्लबकै पुरानो मेम्बर्स हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूको जर्नीदेखि सुरु गरौँ उहाँहरू स्मार्ट क्लबमा कसरी इन्भल्भ हुनुभयो कताबाट आइपुग्नुभयो कताबाट थाहा पाउनुभयो अनि त्यसपछि उहाँहरूले स्मार्ट क्लब आइसकेपछि चाहिँ त्यो इन्भाइरोमेन्ट कस्तो थियो उहाँहरूको बेसिकली फर्स्ट टाइमको एक्सपिरियन्स भनौँ न त्यो फर्स्ट टाइम आउँदाखेरिको एक्सपिरियन्स हल्का सुनौँ सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ बिपिन
थ्याङ्क यू म स्मार्ट क्लबमा फर्स्टमा एकेडिसी भन्ने एउटा डिबेटिङ कम्पिटिसन थियो होइन त्यहाँ गयौँ अनि हाम्रो फर्स्ट राउन्ड नै स्मार्ट क्लबको टिमसँग थियो के त्यति बेला स्मार्ट क्लबको सिसिटी मेम्बर्सहरू नै त्यो डिबेटमा जानुभएको थियो अनि उनीहरूसँग मिट भयो होइन अनि उनीहरूले के भन्नुभयो भन्दाखेरि वाइ डोन्ट यु कम टु स्मार्ट क्लब होइन इट्स अ प्लेस वेयर वी एक्चुली प्र्याक्टिस पब्लिक स्पिकिङ एन्ड डिबेटिङ अनि त्यसपछि त्यहीको सजेसन अनुसार स्मार्ट क्लब आइयो अनि स्मार्ट क्लबमा फर्स्टमा रेगुलर त हुँदैन थियो किन भन्दाखेरि खासमा के भइरह नि थाहा हुँदैन थियो लास्टमा बसिन्थ्यो होइन अनि त्यसपछि यत्तिकै हल्ला गरे जस्तो गरिन्थ्यो सिसिटी मेम्बर्सहरूले घुरेर हेर्थे अनि त्यसपछि चुप लाएर बसिन्थ्यो होइन अनि त्यसपछि वेन वी आफ्टर अ सर्टेन टाइम स्मार्ट क्लब गयो होइन अनि देयर वर अ फ्यु मेम्बर्स के अनि द्याट सिसिटीमा चाहिँ पिपल थट द्याट वाज अ ब्याड थिङ वी डोन्ट हेभ अ लट अफ पिपल होइन फर मी इट वाज अ गुड थिङ बिकज आई गट अल द रुल्स होइन इट्स लाइक इजिली अहिलेको जस्तो झगडा हुँदैन थियो एन्ड वाट ह्यापन वाज देयर वर अ फ्यु पिपल होइन हु केम टु स्मार्ट क्लब एन्ड दे वर brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. And what happened was, inside me, there was this feeling that I was not good enough. So what happened was, I wanted to be as good as them. So I started developing myself. I didn't just come to Smart Club because Saturday ke kaam chaina kahin jaum, but I came to Smart Club because I saw people who were better than me. I still see people who are better than me in various aspects, and I think that is what made me a better speaker, learning from those people who were better than me, and that is my journey so far.
Wow. Beautiful. Prashant.
So right, the first thing is, when I came to Kathmandu for the first time for the 11th studies, like I was studying in this Alpha Beta Alpha Beta, right? The bridge course they provide. And I was there, and then the earthquake thing happened, and I returned home and returned back again after a few months. And I started my journey in the KMC as a science student, as a physical student. And while I was on that school, there was this dude, right, Dimanjan Dahal, and he talked to me about something smart, right? So I got fascinated about the idea, and he said this is the smart club, and there are people out there who are very smart. They talk about a lot of stuff, and I said, yeah, I like to listen to people. So I said, yeah, I want to go to that place. I came to that place. First day I came, and the first day it was Pradeep Dai as the OCA. And the Pradeep Dai was the OCA, and Elisa C called me as an observer. And I went there, and I went there and I did the thing which I usually do, talk shit. And people laughed about it, right? I found an affection with the people with that time. And when I was done speaking, I came out. After that, in tea break, Pradeep Dai, he came up to me and he said that, I see a potential in you. I like this place. I said, I came regularly after that place, right? And then I didn't make any friends at all. I don't think anyone remembers me from that time. I came for like straight 2 tenure and nobody remembered me. And in the second tenure, there was some fuss about some things, like because it was, I think, Jamuna's tenure, second tenure. First it was Nitish Dai, after Jamuna tenure. And Jamuna DDC came to me and she said, you know what, you are good with the introduction round. You should speak because I see potential in you, right? I could not figure out the potential, but yet I came up with the role. So there was I, taking my first role as the speaker, as the PDS role, right? And sorry, SDS speaker. It was about programming language. I'm doing computer engineering, so it makes sense. Like, I was always fascinated by the computers. And then it was again Pradeep Dai as the OCA, right? I came up there, I gave the speech, and I won that speech, right? I won that speech, but the feedback that I got from Pradeep Dai was, I see potential in you, right? And I was there, right? So after that, it was, it was Jamuna Di was third tenure. Second was Uttam's tenure, Uttam Dai's tenure. Anant and Uttam. Yeah. And then it was third time, it was Jamuna Di who said that. And on the fourth time, when like I had already gone for like 2 years already, and I think it was time for me to go for the CCT. I did not go because I had my exams for the 12th co exam too, and I took priorities for the studies and I did not go with the tenure. Then it was Bipin's tenure. I think that was the tenure. I don't know whether these guys benefited or not, but I got a lot of benefits by this tenure because I took a lot of roles in their tenure. I was getting more active because Bipin already became a friend of mine, right? We were already good friends, and by that time I did not know other people. Maybe that's why you were a good friend to me again. Yeah, one friend, that was Bipin. It was Bipin only. I don't know, like people had crush on me because the one chick said to me that, but I did not talk to other people. So there was only Bipin who was a talk to. So I kept coming to Smart Club like regularly for the second year, third year. By the third year, when Bipin and Pranav Dai, they said me like go for the CCT, and then and it was again my examinations coming up. The examinations were like I was about to go for the entrance for the engineering, and then I did something very horrible. I dropped the exams. I became the CCT, and I think like that was one of the best decisions I took, because in that tenure as a CCT, I learned so many things because I realized the leadership that the Smart Club talks about. I learned about that how many times you get disappointed by the stuff people. That was one of the things I think I took away from the Smart Club, like how to handle people, how to like, like it's the same thing that I may sound like a monk, but it makes sense. That the circumstances always are inevitable, but your reaction to it always, you can have the choice on that. So that's what I think I learned, because in my tenure as a CCT, that's what I learned with the people. And the second time when I was about to become the convener, I dropped the role and again switched to the general secretary because I was too afraid to take the leadership. But that turned out to be good again, because I stayed in the leadership with the two people. First it was Bizay, who was superly rule oriented, and there was Savishra who did not care about the rules. Two extreme parts. So I think I somewhere fall in that middle now. I got on that spectrum. I got to know the people, I got to stay with the people, and I think that's how I experiencing and falling down. That's what I think I've been doing, and I still think I'm the guy with the potential who haven't met that potential yet.
Okay. Alright, beautiful man. तिम्रो story telling कस्तो राम्रो लागिरहेको थियो क्या मलाई. जस्तो story भनिरहेको थियो नि, स्पेशली इनिसियल कन्सेप्ट जुन थियो त्यो फाइनलमा नि तिमीले इन्डिङ गर्दाखेरि त्यही कन्सेप्टमा एड गर्यो सो तिमीले पोटेन्सियल भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ मलाई नेपाली आइडलको इन्दिरा जोशी याद आइरहेको थियो क्या तिमीमा पोटेन्सियल छ है सो स्मार्ट क्लबमा जाउनुहुन्छ तपाईँसँग पोटेन्सियल छ है आई सी पोटेन्सियल इन यु राइट तपाईँहरूको इनिसियल जर्नी त सुन्यो है अब तपाईँहरूको पब्लिक स्पिकिङमा रोल्सहरू कसरी लिनुभयो इनिसियली अब तपाईँहरूको मेबी मिस्टेक्सहरू त हुन्छ अथवा कहिलेकाहीँ कन्फिडेन्स लो हुने अथवा इम्प्रुभमेन्टको आस्पेक्टहरू हुन्छ नि बिस्तारै बिस्तारै त इम्प्रुभ गर्ने हुन्छ सबैले त्यो आस्पेक्टमा चाहिँ तपाईँहरूको फर्स्टमा चाहिँ के कुरा ल्यागिङ थियो अनि पछि चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले त्यसलाई कसरी डेभलप गर्नुभयो के कुरा कुन चाहिँ आस्पेक्टमा अनि त्यसको टेक्निक्सहरू छ कि अथवा केही मेथडहरू युज गर्नुभयो कि त्यसबारेमा हल्का केही कुरा गरौँ है तपाईँ
टेक्निक्समा कुरा गर्दाखेरि I'm someone who generally speaks with a monotone है अनि त्यसपछि I don't have a lot of ranges it's like मेरो जेस्चर्सहरू पनि एकदमै लिमिटेड हुन्छ क्या सो मेरो चाहिँ के थियो भन्दाखेरि इट्स लाइक म्यानर धेरै थिएन क्या होइन सो मेरो मेथड र कन्टेन्ट नै मेरो स्ट्रङ्गेस्ट एस्पेक्ट मैले बनाउनु पर्थ्यो क्या किन भन्दाखेरि कम्युनिकेसन मोस्टली के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि कि भर्बल हुन्छ कि नन भर्बल हुन्छ किन होइन अनि नन भर्बलमा चाहिँ मेरो छँदै छैन क्या इट्स लाइक आई डोन्ट सेन्ड अफ अ लट अफ सिग्नल्स इन अर्डर टु कम्युनिकेट अनि त्यसपछि मेरो अब सबै थोक भर्बलमै हुनु पऱ्यो जसले गर्दाखेरि के भयो भन्दाखेरि मैले यही एस्पेक्टमा नै पुस गरेँ क्या होइन भर्बली नै इट्स लाइक हाउ क्यान आई बी मोर एड्याप्ट सो द्याट पिपल लिसन टु मी होइन इट्स लाइक अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड वाट यु आर नट क्या किन भन्दाखेरि आई सी स्मार्ट क्लबमा आउँदाखेरि के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि अ लट अफ पिपल दे डोन्ट एक्चुली चुज वाट दे आर क्या किनभने सम पिपल आर ग्रेट स्टोरी टेलर्स होइन तर उनीहरू चाहिँ आएर यसै भनिदिन्छन् क्या होइन त्यो अनि सम पिपल आर भेरी गुड एट लजिक होइन अनि त्यसपछि उनीहरूले चाहिँ के गर्छन् भन्दाखेरि दे डोन्ट ट्राई टु युज लजिक एट अल होइन अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि फर्स्टमा आइडेन्टिफाई यर स्ट्रेन्थ अनि यति होन गर कि होइन इट्स लाइक त्यो चाहिँ तिमीलाई एकदमै फ्लुएन्टली आओस् क्या किन भन्दाखेरि मोस्ट पिपल वेन दे स्टार्ट आउट होइन दे हेभ अ स्ट्रेन्थ के एउटापट्टि तर के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि मलाई यो आउँछ भनेर छोडिदिन्छन् कि बट द्याट्स नट इट देयर इज सो मच मोर टु रिच इन यर स्ट्रेन्थ एज वेल होइन अनि त्यसपछि तिमीले स्ट्रेन्थ डेभलप गरेपछि मात्र तिमीले आफ्नो विकनेसमा फोकस गर्नु मिल्छ क्या बिकज फर्स्ट टाइममा मेरो कन्टेन्टै राम्रो छैन भने मैले त्यो नन भर्बल क्युज होइन लाइक आइ एम युजिङ राइट नाउ यिनीहरूमा फोकसै गर्नु मिल्दैन क्या किनभने मेरो कन्टेन्ट नै पहिला एकदमै स्योर हुनुपर्छ है स्ट्रेन्थ नै एकदमै सर्टेन हुनुपर्छ अनि मात्र विकनेसतिर जान मिल्छ क्या अनि आई थिङ्क द्याट्स वान अफ द थिङ्स आई वान्ट मोस्ट पिपल टु लर्न तिम्रो स्ट्रेन्थ एउटा छ भने त्यसलाई एकदमै स्ट्रङ बनाऊ है अनि विकनेसेसहरू बिस्तारै बिस्तारै आफै घट्दै जान्छ पछि
ब्युटिफुल म्यान प्रशान्त
Okay. So I think this is where Bipin and we both connect. If he's the person who is mostly monotonous, who usually look bored, I'm usually the person who's more expressive about myself, right? And this was one of the things which I was afraid beginning ma. I was more nervous about this thing because I usually tend to be more overly excited about stuff. So maybe that's why I was beginning. I'm still now, like I'm usually very nervous, very timid. I usually step back when I'm supposed to step up and just take the thing, right? I'm usually more of that perfectionist guys who will like stop everything out there and would try to make everything right before I step up and just do the thing. But I think what I've realized is the more you work on something, the more you try to perfect it, the less you connect with the audience. Try to make it as raw as possible. It's the most humane way of connecting with the people. Like when I do stand-ups these days, right? It's not the jokes which I have practiced most that get most laugh. It's the joke which I make instantly on the stage that gets the most laugh, because that's when the audience really connect with that emotion. So I think that is one of the things which which you usually get this on the impromptu role when you take that, because that's the point when you are actually expressing yourself, the person who you are from the inside. So as a person, as a grower, when I think the one thing that lacked me most was not this courage of stepping up and just doing the stuff, and instead of just staying back and we're looking for the perfectionism. Just don't look for the perfectionism. Go out there, expose yourself, let people judge. That's really fine, because the thing that will make other people judge you the most are also the things that people will going to love you the most for that. I think that's all I have to say about it.
Thank you, man. Beautiful. अहिले मसँग जो स्पिकर्सहरू हुनुहुन्छ उहाँले धेरै बोलिराख्नु भएको छ अनि द बेस्ट पोडकास्ट इज वेयर मोडरेटर डज नट ह्याभ टु स्पिक सो मलाई चाहिँ मजा लागिरहेको छ किनभने बोल्नु परिरहेको छैन सुनेपछि सिकिन्छ हो अनि जो मैले अहिले स्पिकर्सहरूसँग बोलिरहेको छु उनीहरूको चाहिँ स्मार्ट क्लबमा उहाँहरूको चाहिँ एकदमै कमान्ड भएको क्या भोइसमा भनौँ अथवा त्यो इङ्ग्लिसमा भनौँ अथवा ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा कमान्ड भएको स्पिकर्सहरू हो क्या अनि त्यसमा चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले आफूलाई कसरी निखार्नुभयो कि पहिलेदेखि यस्तो हुनुहुन्थ्यो कि अथवा तपाईँहरूले अहिले बोल्दाखेरि जुन कुराहरूमा स्ट्रेस गर्नुहुन्छ अथवा त्यो एकदमै एक्सप्रेसिभ देखिन्छ नि त सो फर्स्टमा त त्यस्तो थिएन होला अथवा थियो होला पनि त्यसबारेमा चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले कसरी इम्प्रुभ गर्नुभयो ओभर ल्याङ्ग्वेज अथवा कमान्डिङ जुन हुन्छ नि जस्तै ठ्याक्कै मैले दम देखाएर बोलेको छु जसरी बोल्ने अब हामीले कोही मान्छेले स्टार्टिङ बिगिन गर्दाखेरि त आई हेभ टु से समथिङ लाइक दिस आई हेभ टु स्पिक अबाउट एन्ड देन भन्छ नि त तर आफूले जसरी कमान्ड आफ्नो ल्याङ्ग्वेज भएको त्यो कुराहरूमा मेबी ग्रामरको एस्पेक्ट थियो होला ग्रामेरियन पनि रोल छ हाम्रोमा त्यसमा चाहिँ आफूलाई कसरी निखार्नुभयो त्यो भनिदिनु है
सो ल्याङ्ग्वेज म चाहिँ के पनि भन्छु भन्दाखेरि इट्स समथिङ मैले चाइल्डहुडबाट नै डेभलप गर्दै आएको है त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि मेरो कम्पेरिटिभली बेटर छ बट द्याट डज नट मिन द्याट बिगिनर्सहरूको हुँदैन सो इट्स लाइक one of the things I've realized how my language developed was firstly it's like I consumed a lot of content in English के मेरो बच्चादेखि नै के हुन्थ्यो भन्दाखेरि दिदीले इङ्ग्लिस सोहरू हेर्ने मैले रिमोट छुन नपाउने होइन जसले गर्दाखेरि इट्स लाइक आई ह्याड टु वाच इङ्ग्लिस सोजहरू क्या होइन अनि थ्याङ्क गड मेरो दिदीले हिन्दी सोज त्यति हेर्नु भएन होइन तर इङ्ग्लिस सोज हेर्दा मेरो के भयो भन्दाखेरि मेरो माइन्डमा नै सेन्टेन्स स्ट्रक्चर्सहरू अगाडिदेखि नै फिक्स छ क्या अब यो चाहिँ यु क्यान अल्सो वाच मुभिज सिरिज एन्ड पडकास्ट एन्ड अर यु क्यान योर सेल्फ रिड बुक्स क्या त्यो गरेपछि के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि यु अलरेडी नो सेन्टेन्स स्ट्रक्चर्स क्या जसले गर्दाखेरि द मोर सेन्टेन्स स्ट्रक्चर्स यु नो होइन यु अटोमेटिकली नो विच सेन्टेन्स इज राइट विच सेन्टेन्स इज रङ एन्ड वेन यु स्पिक इट्स द सेम है जसले गर्दाखेरि यु निड टु कन्ज्युम अनि सेकेन्ड चिज चाहिँ के हो भन्दाखेरि नि होइन इट्स लाइक आई ह्याड दिस डिक्सनरी एप के मेरो फोनमा होइन अनि त्यसपछि के गर्थेँ भन्दाखेरि एभ्री टाइम आई रिड बुक्स होइन इट्स लाइक आई युज टु ओपन अप द डिक्सनरी एप सर्च फर इट्स मिनिङ एन्ड ट्राई टु मेक अ सेन्टेन्स अफ द्याट वर्ड के छुट्टै आई रेड समथिङ होइन आई युज टु ट्राई टु मेक another sentence with it होइन अनि in the long run के भयो भन्दाखेरि every time now I read books I don't need to take out the dictionary app के most of the time it's like if you read a lot होइन you'll find that words repeat themselves के the more versatile you are the more things you read होइन you'll find नोभल्समा युज गरेको न्युजपेपरमा युज गरेर हुन्छ न्युजपेपरमा युज गरेको नन फिक्सनमा युज गरेर हुन्छ होइन अनि त्यसपछि you'll find that there isn't त्यति धेरै भोक्याबुलरी के अनि मोस्ट अफ द वर्ड्सहरूको के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि दे हेभ एन इनेट मिनिङ अनि त्यो साउन्डहरू पनि फेमिलियर हुँदै जान्छ क्या अनि जसले गर्दाखेरि तिम्रो फर्म अफ ल्याङ्ग्वेज नै बेटर हुँदै जान्छ अनि दिस इज नट समथिङ द्याट ह्यापन्स इन अ डे अर अ विक अर अ मन्थ इट इज अ कन्टिन्युस प्र्याक्टिस है किन भन्दाखेरि मैले नि पढ्न छोडेँ भने एक महिनामा आई विल फर्गेट मोर देन हाफ द वर्ड्स आई नो तर के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि आई रिड डेली होइन आई लुक फर मिनिङ्स अनि इट्स लाइक समटाइम्स इभन दो आई नो द मिनिङ्स अफ द वर्ड आई चेक दम अगेन होइन अनि जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि ल्याङ्ग्वेजको ग्राफ स्ट्रङ्गर हुँदै जान्छ है अनि आई थिङ्क द्याट्स वान अफ द वेज इट्स लाइक कन्ज्युम मोर मिडिया ह्याभ अ डिक्सनरी होइन अनि एन्ड ट्राई टु मेक मोर सेन्टेन्सेस आउट अफ इट
Okay, so first thing maybe I don't consider myself like the person who has a very good grasp of English, right? But there are certain things like I can express myself quite vividly. Some aspects of my emotions, especially the emotions specifically because from the childhood I've been doing a few of the habits which I've continued till this date, right? The first being journal writing, second being speaking with myself, especially on the phone, especially on the recorders, right? So most of the times, you know, when you are like having a difficult time expressing yourself with yourself, it usually helps, right? So that was only the intention of me doing those stuff, not because I wanted to get a good grasp of English, but it turned out in some ways these things helped me express my words and intention quite clearly than I could do it otherwise, right? So it helped me in the ways. So when I stepped to the other, like I did not watch TV shows before class 11. The first time when I watched, the first show that I watched was Sherlock Holmes. It was before the examination, board's examination, right? Because yeah, I'm kind of physical student and these stuff happen, right? Physical student. So the first watch was this Sherlock Holmes, and when I watched Benedict do all those stuff being a Sherlock, it kind of fascinated me. Like I wanted to speak with that pace, right? So initially when I used to give speeches, when I still do these speeches, I'm usually fast when I'm speaking. It's because the thing that I imitated from the beginning as a learner, right? And then I don't think I've watched so much of shows, so much of movies, or read so many books. But the thing that kind of helped me a lot, it was, I think, the Discovery Channel that I watched in English. So I haven't have the particular methods of doing things, but I think that journal writing helped me a lot. And speaking with myself mostly. I'm usually walking on the road, and I usually don't care what is outside here and outside, which is a very horrible thing. But I still do that because I'm usually lost on thoughts, and I like to communicate with myself, like what am I thinking. So I think those are the things. And when I'm usually talking to people, I think that's what I'm usually doing to them. I'm not listening to them mostly. I'm usually talking about the intention that I'm having in my mind. So I think that's all I do. There's nothing good to take from this advice, right? Seriously. Don't take anything from it.
ओके पोडकास्ट हेरिराख्नु भयो मान्छेले गुड एडभाइस त होला त्यो त उहाँले इन्टरप्रेट गर्नुहुन्छ राम्रो छ कि छैन हामीले भन्न मिल्दैन अलराइट एउटा म क्याजुअली एउटा क्वेसन सोध्न मन लागिहाल्यो आउट अफ अल रोल्स वी हेभ एट स्मार्ट क्लब एक्सेप्ट ओसिए विच वान डु यु लाइक द मोस्ट इफ यु हेभ टु चुज ओन्ली वान है
Okay. I think for me it was the commentator, right? Every time I was a commentator, it's like we had really good speakers. Okay, we had speakers who would give an impromptu speech out of nowhere, right? And it would be beautiful, and there couldn't be much you could pick about it. And me as a commentator, what happened was I had to pick the nittiest, smallest things, right? And that really made me question. It's like, what do the audience really want to hear? Because I was in the shoe of an audience, and I was also in the shoe of a language professor, you know, how communication happens and what are the things that are causing the speaker to not fully communicate with the audience. And that was one of the most brilliant roles I ever took, because I really had to question a lot, right? And when you question the speakers a lot, you start to question yourself. It's like, what do I do when I'm on stage? Do I do that? Do I fully communicate or not? And I think that's one of the most beautiful roles that I ever took.
All right, Prashant.
So I think for me it was impromptu role, the impromptu speaker. First, because you don't have to prepare for it. Second, because it's mostly about opening up yourself. Right, the perspective kind of questions are more intriguing to me than mostly technical and stuff. There's things that I have to got to research, make a lot of effort. Like that's a lot of effort for me to talk. So that's why I think it's the impromptu role. But that's not all about impromptu roles. But why I think that the impromptu role was most helpful for me was because it's the most pragmatic role I found. It's what you do when you meet a new person. It's what you do when you are having a conversation with a new friend, and then there is a new topic gets up. You've got to think about a new opinion, and then you've got to connect with the person you're speaking, right? In case if you are not me and you are usually not lost on your thoughts, that's you. That's one thing that you gotta do. But I think in most of the ways, impromptu role helped me a lot when it came to getting an impromptu answer that is reasonable, and that is something that the other person might want to comment on also. So I think it's the impromptu role for me.
All right. मेरो त कुनै फेभरेट रोल छैन है.
Not the convener?
Yeah, convener is my favorite role. 2-3 वर्ष बस्छु रे क्या. Anyways है. आई थिङ्क मेरो मेबी ग्रामेरियन अथवा कोअर्डिनेटर दुइटैलाई लिन्छु होला, किन भन्दाखेरि म पनि त्यही इम्प्रम्प्टु काइन्ड अफ पर्सन नै हो. अनि मलाई चाहिँ यो डाटा भएको लाइक अलिकति एक्सप्लेनेसनको रोल हुन्छ नि, जुन एक्सप्लेनेसन स्पेसली ग्रामरको, किन भन्दाखेरि ग्रामर भनेपछि अलिकति हिचकिचाउँथ्यो क्या फर्स्टमा मान्छेहरू म आउँदाखेरि. तर मलाई चाहिँ जहिले पनि इन्ट्रेस्टिङ लाग्यो कि ग्रामेरियनको रोल चाहिँ, किन भन्दाखेरि मेबी यो अलिकति गिकी टाइपको थिएँ म बच्चादेखि. अनि ग्रामरको खासै मलाई केही प्रिपेयर गर्नु नपर्ने कि, किनभने ग्रामर रुल्सहरू सबै आउने. सो ग्रामेरियन हुँदाखेरि म सबभन्दा बढी टाइम लिने हुन्थ्यो कि, अलमोस्ट 10-11 लिने. अनि एकचोटि ओसी आएर भन्नुभएको थियो लाइक सौरभ दाई हुनुहुन्थ्यो कि क्या हो, द्याट्स नट द टाइम फर 1 ग्रामेरियन, द्याट्स द टाइम फर 2 ग्रामेरियन्स रे क्या मैले भन्दाखेरि होइन. एनिवेज अब हामी पोडकास्टको अलिकति एन्डमा आइसकेको छौँ है. यसमा चाहिँ अब हामीले डिफ्रेन्ट मासेस अफ अडियन्सले सुनिराख्नु भयो होला. त्यसमा चाहिँ अब कोही एक्सट्रिम बिगिनर्स होला, कोही हल्का बिगिनर्स होला, कोही एक्सपिरियन्स्ड लाइक एलुमनाइजहरूले पनि सुनिराख्नु भएको होला है. एक्सट्रिम बिगिनर्स अथवा हल्का बिगिनिङ स्टेजमा जसले चाहिँ भर्खरै स्टेज फेस गरिराख्नु भएको छ, किनभने उहाँहरूलाई सजेसनको जरुरत छ एलुमनाइजहरूबाट, तपाईँहरू जस्तै स्पिकर्सहरूबाट हो। उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ तपाईँले के सजेस्ट दिनुहुन्छ जसले चाहिँ स्टेज फेस गर्न खोजिरहेछ, जसले चाहिँ आफूलाई एज एन इन्फिरियोरिटी कम्प्लेक्स भएको कारणले म गर्न सक्दिनँ अथवा मसँग कन्टेन्ट नै छैन अथवा मलाई चाहिँदा पनि चाहिँदैन भन्छन् कोही कोही हो। यो मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ तपाईँले के सजेसन दिनुहुन्छ अनि उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ स्मार्ट क्लबले कसरी हेल्प गर्न सक्छ जसरी तपाईँहरूलाई गर्यो त्यसको बारेमा के सुन्नु?
Let's start with him.
ओके नाउ चेन्ज है त, पोजिसन चेन्ज।
That was nice. Okay.
So impromptu बोल्न दियो।
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So all right. So I think there was this one advice. Yeah, of course he told me. He gave me. Of course, like the advice was find your own tone. Right? We all have like, you don't need to like imitate the other person. You don't need to copy the way the other people speak. You've got to find your own tone. That's your genuine personality that should come out while you are on the stage, right? Well, the person you are as a person, you should also come out as the speaker. You have to find the tone. I think, but the thing that he missed out when he said me to find the tone was like, if you want to find the tone, you've got to experiment the other people's tone. That's how you really find your own tone, right? You got to step on the other people, how they speak, what's the persona that they have, the kind of jokes they make, the kind of wits they have, the kind of logics they apply. You've got to try this wild variety of rhetorics if you want to develop your own rhetoric, own persona while you are standing up there with the speakers, right? And that you do by experimenting, of course. So in the beginning, it's going to suck, right? When I was starting, when I was doing the first thing, when I did by being this expressive, it was a horrible experience. I was the R counter and Saurabh Dai was the OCA, right? So I went there and I gave my R counting in one of the most, I would say, imbecile way. I don't know. It was a stupid way. I would definitely consider it because because the OCA, he came up and he said right into my face that if you are very fascinated about public speaking, you are very passionate about it, but if this is how you speak, don't speak on the stage. Like, it was a horrible way of saying it, but I think that one punch, it went right on the place, and that's how I learned a bit of formality, that how you can still incorporate this silliness into some formal way of giving it to the audience. Like, if you can say really rough things, but if you know a way of saying it, those rough things, they have real meaning. They really attach with the audience, and the audience even adores. Some audience, not everyone, of course, some adores the way you say it, and you've got to find that too, right? It takes time to build up that persona, that build up, right? So you've got to just go out there, just got to face go out there, be vulnerable with the people. Like, it's fine to show weakness. It's cool to have weakness, in fact, right? The more you embrace this weakness, the more you will grow it as your strength. I think that's all I've got to say.
All right, thank you, Prashant. मलाई अहिले के याद आएको छ भन्दाखेरि बिपिनले एकचोटि मेबी ग्रामेरियन हो कि कमेन्टेटरको रोल ल्याएको थियो कि, अनि त्यसमा उसले तिमीले कमेन्ट गरेको थियौ जस्तै बराक ओबामाको एक्जाम्पल ल्याएको थियो क्या, बराक ओबामा डु दिस द्याट होइन, उसले आफ्नो ह्यान्ड जेस्चर्सहरू कसरी गर्छ अथवा एनर्जी कसरी रेडिएट गर्छ, यस्तै के कुराहरू गरिरहेको थियो। अनि यसबाट चाहिँ मलाई के लागिरहेको थियो भन्दाखेरि तिमी एकदमै अब्जर्भेसनल छौ कि, अनि किन भन्दाखेरि एज अ पब्लिक स्पिकर भएपछि जस्तै तिमीले भन्यो नि, यु निड टु लर्न फ्रम अदर रेटोरिक्स इन अर्डर टु क्रिएट यर ओन रेटोरिक्स भने जस्तै तिमी चाहिँ एकदमै अब्जर्भेसनल लागिरहेको थियो क्या। अनि यो कुरामा चाहिँ अब हाम्रो जो अडियन्स हुनुहुन्छ उहाँले जो एज अ पब्लिक स्पिकर आफूलाई डेभलप गर्न चाहनेहरूले, के भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो स्मार्ट क्लबमै एलुमनाइजहरू हुनुहुन्छ, अरू फेनोमेनल स्पिकर्सहरू हुन्छ नेपालमा। सो त्यो मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ कसरी अब्जर्भ गर्ने, सो अब्जर्भ गर्दाखेरि के लिन सकिन्छ क्या उहाँबाट, उनीहरूबाट के लिन सकिन्छ, के कुरा लिने अनि के कुरा आफूबाटै इन्नेट आउन दिने, किन भन्दाखेरि सर्टेन कुराहरू हुन्छ मेरो नेचुरली नै आएको हुन्छ। सो त्यसबारेमा चाहिँ हल्का कुरा गरौँ है।
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting way. किन भन्दाखेरि you don't start off just by developing, you copy others, and you try to integrate it mostly into yourself. And what I found is, what you observe, and then it's like, whenever people start saying something, I start to question them. Okay? त्यसैले मलाई कमेन्टेटरको रोल पनि एकदमै मन पर्थ्यो क्या। इट्स लाइक दे सेड समथिङ होइन, अनि त्यसपछि डाइरेक्ट WH क्वेसन राखिदिइहाल्ने क्या, वाइ, वाट, हाउ, वेयर, होइन, जे पनि हुनसक्छ क्या, एनी वे आई क्यान क्वेसन है। अनि फर्स्टमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि यु जस्ट क्वेसनिङ देयर लिटल आइडियाज होइन, अनि पछि यु स्टार्ट टु क्वेसन देयर होल सेल्फ एज वेल। एन्ड आई नो इट्स अ लिटल बिट जजमेन्टल, बट आई थिङ्क द्याट इज समथिङ वी निड टु बी, राइट? एन्ड वेन यु जज द पर्सन, यु स्टार्ट टु know more. We all have already made judgments about people. That's innate to us. But when you start to consciously make judgments, then you start to question, why are they saying that? And why do they say it the way they do? Koi people, they speak in the way they do because they communicate. It's something that they have learned, it's something that has worked for them in the past, and they realize that it's going to work for them in the future as well. So that's why they do it. Whenever you go up on stage, you practice something. For example, it's like you start with stories. You actually understand why the person said what he said and why does it work, and if it works with you or not. So when you observe people, you understand where they are coming from. And you can use that for yourself because you understand where you're coming from. Now, how do you portray that to the audience when you're okay? Right? So yeah, it's like exact concrete answers are, but for beginners, it's like, why is the person saying what he's saying? Why would I say something that I'm saying? And this was first, when you have the answer of why you're saying this to the people, then all things just flow.
So basically, the existential crisis is a savior here. The existential crisis is a savior here.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that actually makes sense. Like when you're observing, the observing is all about questioning the person, the way the person is speaking. I think the best way to do is like copy the person. Seriously, copy the person. Make the way, talk the way the other person talks. Like have the tone. When I watched Breaking Bad, I was for a whole month I was talking the way Jesse talks. Jesse Pinkman is like a character, right? It's Aaron. He's played by Aaron Paul. And every sentence it was ending with word bitch and starting with yo. So that's like when you start doing that, like you start getting that tone, you get the feel of it. Once you get the feel of it, you start incorporating one. You will understand like whether you should incorporate with your personality or not. I think my personality is more of like a fluctuating one, so that it makes sense. Like I imitate people sometimes. It makes sense, right? I'm more of a fluctuating one, and Bipin usually have that robust kind of personality. You usually have that. You usually have that. You don't. Really?
No.
You get out.
Okay. Moderator नबोल्ने भनेको मोडरेटरलाई निकाल्दिने भनेको हैन.
Okay. Yeah, but we are all in the phase of growing, so I think the idea of trying personalities is a good thing, but also make sure that you just try personality to the extent that it's safe for you. Don't try to be Jesse Pinkman and try to cook meth.
It's actually the Brian who cooks meth.
No, Jesse started cooking meth first.
यो टपिक भन्दा बाहिर गयो भने यसलाई शान्तिनु. सो मोडरेटर यही भएर चाहिन्छ क्या, याद राखेर. अलराइट, अब हामी अलमोस्ट एट दि एन्ड छौँ. धेरै धेरै टाइम भइसक्यो. अडियन्सलाई किन बोर गर्नु गयो? एक्ज्याक्टली. अब
if it was only him and me talking, then of course the audience would not get bored.
ठिकै छ. कुनै बेला दिउँला, तर हाम्रो स्मार्ट क्लबमा चाहिँ अब त्यो नगरौँ होइन. मोडरेटरकै कल्चर राखौँ होइन, स्पेसली भन्दा मोडरेटर इज ह्यान्डसम लाइक मी. एनिवेज, अब अलिक धेरै सिरियस कुरा गऱ्यौँ, अलिकति फन कुरा गरौँ होइन. अब हामी अलमोस्ट एट दि एन्ड छौँ. केही कुराहरू तपाईँहरूलाई एकदमै एड गर्न मन छ, जस्तै एक्सप्रेसन.
So I've got a question for Bipin.
Alright.
How many people did you date? Male or female? It makes sense.
From Smart Club, you?
Of course, Smart Club.
Okay.
I think we should not get into the personal lives of the people talking here, right? But I think in conclusion, I do have something to say. Whenever people watch this long podcast, right, they don't understand because they don't understand what they are to take away from this. So I think there should be a conclusion and a call for action, right? So for that, something along the lines would be, you should go out there and try to experiment with the way you talk, right? And speak to the people. That is to say, truly try to communicate, not just tell something, fake it, right? So, I think the conclusion is go out there and talk to people and really speak what you have to say.
त्यसमा एड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ कम टु स्मार्ट क्लब.
Prashant,
you agree? You
Yeah,
agree?
of course.
Okay, ठिक छ. मैले ठिक भनिरहेको छु. All right.
Prashant may have some concluding words.
Conclusion.
No, I don't.
concluded. Anyways, okay. Conclusion is come to Smart Love. Come to Smart Love. Anyways, अब हाम्रो यो पडकास्ट तपाईँलाई कस्तो लाग्यो? वी आर एट दि एन्ड है. कस्तो लाग्यो कमेन्ट गर्नु होला. अनि स्मार्ट लभको युट्युब च्यानल हाम्रो 10 इयरको इनिसिएटिभ रहेको छ. यो पछि पनि चल्दै जान्छ. यो तपाईँहरूलाई कस्तो लाग्छ यो डकुमेन्टिङको कुराहरू एलुमनाइजहरूलाई, स्पिकर्सहरूलाई अथवा मेम्बर्सहरूलाई नै ल्याएर उहाँहरूबाट एक्सपिरियन्सहरू छ नि तपाईँहरूलाई कस्तो लाग्छ त्यसबारेमा नि कमेन्ट गर्नु होला. अनि हाम्रो सर्टेन कुराहरू सर्टेन गल्ती पनि भयो होला एज अ मोडरेटर अथवा एनिवेज पुकार त्यहाँबाट भन्दैछ है. पुकार इज द ब्याकग्राउन्ड आर्टिस्ट क्या होइन. एनिवेज लाइक सेयर एन्ड सब्सक्राइब आवर युट्युब च्यानल है. एनिवेज मसँग कल टु एक्सन छ. अहिले कल फर एक्सन उसले भने होइन, कल फर एक्सन भने यही हो क्या, लाइक सेयर एन्ड सब्सक्राइब आवर युट्युब च्यानल है. हामी यसमा पोडकास्ट भन्दा बाहेक अरू पनि केही हाल्छौँ.
Call for action is come to Smart Club.
Okay, call for action is come to Smart Love.
Like, share,
it's like mini call for action.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Okay, धेरै टाइम भयो है. अनि अर्को एपिसोड्सहरूमा हामी अरू असम पर्सनालिटिजहरूलाई ल्याउने नै छौँ. तपाईँहरूलाई कस्तो लाग्यो फिडब्याक दिनु होला. सो अहिलेको लागि म मोडरेटर राजित चौलागाई, कन्भिनर एट स्मार्ट लभ बिदा हुन चाहन्छु. धन्यवाद.